What do you get when you cross a rainbow with a boa? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to Incredible Inverts and Other Animals with me, Phil. And like I said, in this video we're going to be checking out what you get when you cross a rainbow with a boa, and that is a Brazilian rainbow boa. So let's go ahead and check him out. Okay, so here we have the Brazilian rainbow boa, or Epicrates centria. Now, with these guys, a common name, the rainbow part of the common name comes from the iridescence they have on their skin, on their scales. So in the right sort of light, especially out in natural light, it does look a bit like oil on water, but those rainbow colours just sheening all over them. And then the Brazilian part comes from that they are found in Brazil, but they are also found in other countries as well. They can be found around the Amazon basin, coastal Guyana, French Guyana, Suriname, southern Venezuela as well, and even into Peru. There's some people that kind of eye whether the Peruvian rainbow boa and Brazilian are the same species or not. There's potentially a few differences, but they are very, very similar to each other. But these two here are known as the Brazilian rainbow boa, and this is a breeding pair. Now these two belong to my parents, Amazing Reptiles, and here, though you might go, well, these look very different to each other. One's a lot duller in colour. That is not sexual dimorphism at all. It's just that one is currently pre-shed, or what we call pre-shed. So it's going in the process of shedding its skin, going through slough, whereas one isn't. So you got one that's really nice, brightly coloured. The one that's kind of dull looking, once it sheds that skin off, will look almost identical to the other one. Again, these real bright colours, these ring markings on them, and this is why the Brazilian rainbow boa is such a popular animal. They are absolutely stunning snakes. Now, as boas go, these are not the biggest of boas. You're talking kind of 4 to 6 feet. Males a little bit smaller than females. So they're not huge, but they're still a good medium-sized snake. So they still need a fair amount of space. As you can see, these two are living together. They are cohabitating, and that's because my parents are hoping to breed these two. And they do get on really well. They born as a pair that have been living together a long time, and that they have bred before in the past. Now, the Brazilian rainbow boa is what we call a neotropical snake, so they do like it really nice and humid. But coupled with that, they need really good airflow as well, as you don't want stagnant air. So these guys get sprayed down almost daily, sometimes even twice a day, but it's also allowed to kind of dry out a bit in between sprays, and then have a nice big water bowl for them to soak in as well, which my parents use was nice and simple, just a big sort of washing up bowl. Does absolutely fine, and that's obviously easy to clean out and scrub clean. Then up at the other end, so the end you're seeing at the moment is where we've got the heat lights and the UV for them as well. So a nice incandescent or halogen bowl for heat, but then the bask in, and then a couple of that with nice UV. So they don't need strong UV light, but they do prefer to use an Arcadia T5 lighting for them to give them a nice small gradient. And so start view of about 1.1. Now here you can also see they are really nice and handleable as well. Once they get used to it, they are absolutely lovely snakes to handle. This is my mum filming me, being camera lady for me for this, just to show you that these guys are really, really lovely snakes. So, now temperature wise, you're looking at a basking area of around 32 degrees Celsius, which can be achieved by using an incandescent or halogen heat bulb that's guarded and hooked up to a dimming thermostat. Make sure any heat you use of any reptiles is on a thermostat. Humidity wise, you're looking at 75 to 80% humidity. Again, this can be achieved by using a really nice large water bowl that they can get in and soak in, as well as daily spraying. But you also want to make sure you've got good airflow. Diet for these guys in captivity tends to be rodent based, but vary it if you can. They will eat other things. Now, lifespan for these guys can exceed 20 years. I've certainly heard of ones being 25 years and over, so as long as they're looked after correctly. You want a nice large enclosure for these guys so they can move around. They will do a bit of climbing, although they're considered terrestrial, they will climb a little bit. And so, and the bigger the better, really, the more airflow you'll have, and you just avoid that sort of stuffy air. But yeah, the neonates or the youngsters, these guys, they're certainly not for the beginner snake keeper. So, they are a little bit more sort of complex. They are not as forgiving. The Colombian rainbow boa very similar species, but is more brown in colour, and though it doesn't have these ring markings, they are a bit more hardy and certainly much more forgiving of any mistakes that you might make, and so especially when they're young. These guys as adults, they're a little bit more sort of forgiving as well, but fantastic snakes. Okay guys, so that was the Brazilian rainbow boa. What do you guys think? They absolutely stunning snakes, absolutely stunning. The Colombian rainbow boa is also a very nice snake as well, if you're looking into rainbow boas. But the Brazilian is often cited as being the prettiest of them. And they are just absolutely stunning. These are my parents. In this footage that they have a adult pair, which they are hoping to breed. And so, and you hope you would have seen there in that footage, obviously one looked a bit different to the other one because one is in pre-shed. So it's shedding its skin at the moment, or it's going to be shedding its skin very soon. And so, and then will look just as bright as the other one. So, but just absolutely fantastic snakes. And so they don't get huge. It's nice, but they still get a decent sort of size, and they can be quite handleable as well. So if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up, pop some comments down below, and if you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you know next time I upload another video. And also I can now say if it interests you guys, you can now join as a channel member. So there should be a little button next to that as well that says join. Again, only if that interests you guys. So there's a few different tiers there. Or okay, if you can't do that, but you want to support the channel further, there is Patreon as well, just does exactly the same thing. And also, if you go down to the description, you get a link for the Patreon as well as my affiliate link to the Spider Shop, discount codes for MK Exotics, discount code for Antscapes, as well as links to my Instagram, TikTok, and various other things. Well guys, until next time, thank you for watching, take care, and keep rocking.